So hello world, my name is Amelia and welcome back to my latest 2021 video. It's going to be a new year and a new me. This is actually going to be the last time you're going to see me in this presentation. It is the eve before my plastic surgery. I did post an update video talking about how it was coming up. And yes, I know I kind of surprised and jumped that on everybody. That was kind of unexpected. I was not expecting to do that. So anyways, tomorrow at 1:15, I am getting my brow work done. So it's with Dr. Lipka at the University of Kansas. I am really excited, very nervous. I haven't really been able to keep food down. And at midnight tonight, I'm supposed to stop eating, so that's going to be kind of difficult. But anyways, I'm really excited because as I just been talking with my friends, you know, some of the difficulty around this is the fact that, like, being on camera, it has been a bit of a challenge through the past year of doing these videos and having not been so satisfied with some of the angles. Like, for example, right now being straight on with the camera, which by the way, I just discovered this new angle and I was like, it's not too bad. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. This is new. Anyways, this is an angle I don't hate. I'm very much like some trans YouTubers I've come across on the internet where they don't mind having these straight on shots, but it's like as soon as they do things like turn to the side or look other angles, like in my case looking down, you can see the ridge on there for brow. And it is actually, for me, an incredibly dysphoric feature. And that's why, despite some of my financial situation, I basically squeezed some whatever money I could out of a particular, worked up some financial money to be able to pay whatever I could to just get this one thing fixed. So anyways, that is why this is so important, and I'm actually really glad that KU was able to working with me on this and so forth. But anyways, this is my little intro. We're not done with this video because I do plan on stopping this. This is not how we're going to be ending this. If you look down at the bar, there's probably going to be some still runtime going. I plan on stopping this video here. And by the time I come back, which hopefully it'll be tomorrow evening, I will be on camera post-surgery. My expectations, now let's not know, I have no idea of knowing if my expectations when I get home tomorrow are going to be accurate or not. I have been told that there's going to be a drainage tube behind my left ear going up into my forehead. Not all surgeons do it. In this case, Dr. Lipka does do it as a precaution. He said if everything looks good the next morning, it will be removed. I am not doing a hospital stay. It is only a one-night stand. Wow, that sounds terrible. But basically the way it's going to work is after the surgery at about 5 o'clock, I will come home and I get to basically watch TV for the rest of the evening. So with that said, I'll be resting, hopefully maybe get on camera, if not the next morning. I'll probably also be getting discharged with bandages on my head, so there'll probably not be a whole lot to see. The way they're doing it, they are doing a hairline incision. He will be making an incision right along this edge here. Speaking of which, I probably shouldn't do my hair serum tonight just to be safe. I do need to take a shower here in a bit. They'll be doing a incision here. He's also going to be advancing this a little bit. So hopefully we'll be doing what you see now, maybe one with some bandages, and then maybe hopefully we'll get a glimpse of things. There'll be a visible incision for a little bit, which, yeah, that's going to be tough. I think that's kind of one of the things I'm probably the most nervous about. Like, this is going to look great from what I've seen of pictures. This is going to probably look really good. A little swollen. The first few days it'll look really bad, but it should go down fairly quickly. I'm expecting within a week I can pretty much look in the mirror or be here on camera, and what you see is about 90% there to what the final product will be. And that'll probably be no more than that on camera. Anyhow, I think this is where I'm going to end this video. And like I said, happy 2021. Let's hope this whole pandemic is over before long. I have been on leave from work since December 1st because of COVID. Like I probably have mentioned, I caught COVID December 1st, and it has just been a very long process. Not that I've wanted to go back to work. I really prefer to not have to work because I have plenty of other things going on in my life, and like I said, we will be getting to those once I feel that it's safe, or it's a good environment for me to talk about it. So anyways, I will see everybody in the next clip. Well, good morning. It is January 7th. It's been a few hours since my surgery. Well, over 12 hours. No, I'm confused. Over 12 hours. I was out of surgery just before 5 yesterday. I was supposed to go home, but because of some confusion by the hospital and my ride, I ended up losing out. But anyways, here I am now. Had my bandage taken off this morning. There was also a drain tube back here that they took out. Apparently it's still slightly oozing. You can see my staples running up the edge here, which look very lovely, and then blue stitch. Pretty much my entire forehead is numb. I can't feel it. I can feel right here and like right up to here. It's very slowly coming back actually, which is good. Apparently as soon as this happened, people immediately started complimenting how good I look, which is fun. I mean, I noticed people were treating me different from the very minute that I got house surgery. Man, I was in so much pain last night, though. I'm definitely being much more manageable now. So, this is definitely an adventure, and it'll be very interesting to see where I look in 2 weeks. My one friend is actually telling me that she's very impressed with Dr. Lipka so far. So, hey, that's all a plus, I guess. But this is my hotel, I'm calling it a hotel. This is my room. Like I said, I wasn't supposed to stay tonight, but they ended up admitting me after ride issues, so now I just gotta figure out how to get home now. All this stuff on me. So, joy. My hairline looks a little better. This feels like carpet, because I can't feel here either. I can't feel until I get back here. It's because the nerves, so there's nerves right here that run up. These nerves got stretched and these nerves got cut. It just feels like a really bad, massive headache. So, I have actually noticed my brow immediately. More light is getting into my eyes. Anyways, this is going to be a real adventure later. I have been on like so much painkiller cocktail. They also gave me my antidepressant this morning, which, oh, that was so nice of them. I can't feel my brows, but the fact that I can move them is a good sign. There we go. Anyways, this is fun. And it's also interesting because I never told my parents that I was having this done, so I'm hoping maybe I can avoid seeing them for the next 2 weeks and just surprise them. Okay, I'm sorry. I have the TV on and there's a weird Grubhub commercial. Okay. So, anyways, to the future. So, I will probably be finishing up this video a little later when I get home. Probably get another segment. I really don't want to leave the hospital right now. I'm like, even though I could, even though they're like, oh, you could leave any time between now or in the afternoon, there's no checkout. I'm like, okay, cool. Of course, my only thing is I don't know how I'm supposed to be paying for this, because this wasn't on the quote. I'm kind of hoping they're billing my insurance, because technically a hospital stay is separate from the actual surgery. I had to pay out of pocket for the surgery. So, but there'll be a lot to see later. Having my, it is really interesting. I mean, like, 'cause there used to be bone right there. Used to be this bump. This is all straight. See my side profile. I guess it's kind of like my bottom surgery. I just never expected this to be a reality. Of course, I'm doing a whole lot better than my bottom surgery. By this time, back in July, man, I was so swollen and bleeding all over the place. And again, I don't know if I said it, but I've been getting a lot of compliments, so I'm excited. Anyways, see ya in the next video. So, surprise! This is quite the shift over from my last video, as you can probably imagine, as these really dark circles around my eyes. I think I look creepy, actually. Hey, at least I can still move my eyebrows, right? So, it is now the 10th, if I am not losing track of reality around me, which I kind of am. So, I have been home for a couple days now. I came home the day after my hotel stay, and then like the day after I had a bunch of swelling that happened, which and then yesterday, it was about yesterday morning that I started seeing the swelling start noticeably going down. That's why, like, right now I'm looking at camera and I'm like, wow. Like it's kind of hard to look at, because you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, everything's falling apart. It looks nothing like, it's like, I looked better originally. Why do I look so bad? But honestly, though, it's really not that bad. It's just, from what I can tell, because I've seen other videos and photos of other people that have gone through surgeries like this, and honestly, this is really not that bad. Like my friend said, Dr. Lipka really, honestly, is not that bad. It could be a whole lot worse. Wow, I just feel like I'm some sort of nightmare on camera right now. Like, I feel kind of normal, but I'm not. So anyways, as you can clearly see, I have these really dark circles around my eyes. So as of like yesterday morning, which I was feeling so self-conscious about it, it was something that I finally ended up, I stopped taking video and photos, because I was just like, yeah, I should probably just I'm just gonna let this kind of slide for now. It was kind of hard to get myself to do any kind of track recording. But anyways, they got so swollen, they got like so baggy on the bottom and the top, and the lids were so baggy that literally it got to the point that I could barely see, like my eyes were slits. And that was not to be unexpected. Dr. Lipka did actually warn me ahead of time to expect that to actually happen. So it was kind of not a surprise, but then at the same time kind of a bummer, being like, oh wow, it took a couple days for that to happen. But I am also already noticing it going away, like in a really, the bags here are already like mostly settled back down to where they were prior. It's just right now it just left these red marks. I like to, without this light on, if I look in just a mirror, I almost look like I just got in a gang fight of some sort. So, it's awkward. Things have already started to, it's very interesting, very strange. Like, my entire forehead has been nothing but tingly and itchy. ever since the surgery, and I'm hoping that's a good sign that all these nerves right here are still like in really good shape, and that I'm gonna get full sensitivity of my forehead back. Like, I mean, it sounds like that's something that can be expected to happen. I also have a little bit of ballooning going on up here, which that's also something that as I got discharged from the hospital, Dr. Lipka warned me about. When he came in the room, he actually told me, he actually said to me, he says, well, your forehead, when we start cutting into it, was very vascular, which what he meant is I have a lot of blood veins running up in here. So he told me not to be too concerned if I noticed a lot of fluid underneath, which is very true. So here is officially what my side profile looks like on camera now. By the way, it's not going to look like this later. This is still got to settle down. You can definitely see how this area is flatter. It's not going to be rounded like this forever. It's going to get flatter. But you can kind of see when I press on it, it like pushes back in like a balloon. It is the weirdest thing, but that's because it's like almost like literally a balloon. So anyways, that's a thing. I also got these blue stitches right here. This is joy. That's something that's going to take a little bit to get past. And then I also have these staples down the edge, which I'm pretty sure I pointed those out before. I don't know what to think yet, because sometimes I look in the mirror. It's very much one of those things that have brought in a lot of attention to my face, to me personally, and being like, oh wow, like, I made a mistake. And then other seconds I'm like, oh wow, I am glad I got this over with. Let me just get through these next 2 or 3 weeks. Being that it's been a few days and this has been the progress so far, I like to keep telling myself that I'm moving in a good direction. I hope. He did do a hairline advancement, which, interestingly, I'm not exactly sure what. It's kind of funny that it looks like it's still peaked. Like there's a peak right here, but it almost doesn't look about the same over here. I don't know what to think about that. Obviously this still feels like carpet up here. I can't feel the top. It's been very itchy on top. I'm assuming that has to do with the fact that that's why I'm thinking there's itching and tingling up here, is because these nerves are still good. And I'm getting some itching up here. Like, I can feel, this is really weird, even though it's numb up here, if I grab some hair and I pull really hard, I can feel it. So I'm almost wondering if that's some sort of sign that the nerves are starting to reconnect across the cut, which is possible. And I mean, when I was younger one time, you can actually still see the scar on my thumb here. I ended up cutting a razor blade down the side of my thumb, and my whole thumb was numb for almost a month. So it'll probably take a while, but I would be so amazed if everything from here back practically came back all the way. That would just make me so excited. I did notice by looking at those earlier photos before I got all this bruising that I actually kind of feel like things are on the positive end. But I'm not going to personally really feel it until later. For right now, it's just going to be more of like a, oh my gosh, I'm hiding, I'm a hermit. I don't want to see people. So, let's just hope. Let's just hope that I get through this, honestly. Anyhow, I will see everybody. I'm going to probably do one more small part to this video. I'm not really in the mood to be editing this just yet. So I'll probably be doing one more part, maybe in a couple days, and then we'll end it there. Wednesday I do have my checkup with Dr. Lipka, so it's fun, right? Alright, I'll see you later. And surprise! So it's been now several days since I've recorded that last little video. I hope you have actually enjoyed this video so far. It's probably kind of cool to have one big post that has kind of followed along and has shown me from my recovery. I am honestly surprised at how well this recovery has gone so far. This has been, what, maybe three or four more days since I recorded my last little video to pop in here, so it's been, I think this is the first time I've ever recorded a video like over several days, but ooh, excuse me, I don't know where that came from. But anyways, it's been very interesting to go into surgery. So like, we started out this video the day before my surgery, and then I did a video a couple days after, then an update, and then here I am a day later, a few days later. This has been an interesting adventure. I never expected, I mean, it is literally, because it's Friday, so we're 8 days after surgery. My body has healed incredibly fast. Like, this is unusual. I want to make this clear to anybody out who maybe is trans or whatnot, and you might be considering getting feminizing surgery on your face or something like that. This is unusual, to be honest. I do have to say that waking up and being in as much pain as I was is pretty typical. The fact that within the day after I started getting really bad swelling, that's understandable. But the fact that a week later I'm actually doing this well, that my body has actually recovered this well, is actually pretty surprising. I do have a bandana on. I was a little afraid to wear a bandana because I thought maybe it's not something I should be wearing. I had my follow-up checkup, my post-op checkup, a few days ago on Wednesday. And, you know, after talking to Dr. Lipka, it turns out that it's actually a good idea to be wearing a bandana with this incision up here, because it helps place some pressure on it. It keeps it, also it covers it from any sunlight and so forth. So it's a positive thing. So as you can see, I do still very clearly have an incision. And it's gonna probably take a few days. Ow. Honestly though, these staples, there's still staples here. Oh, I can't wait for them to be gone. Anyways, I am so very excited. I never imagined this being a reality. And I mean, yeah, $4,000 was a lot of money. I am paying that. I am paying that towards my car. I'm gonna have to start paying that off. There's some very interesting things financially coming up for me. You know, me talking to my mortgage company and going through what I'm going through. That whole situation I said I'm not ready to talk about just yet. There's a lot to still come down the pipeline for me. I've had a lot of people ask me jokingly, so what's the next surgery? And I'm like, well, I think I'm ready to take a break for a little bit. If any other surgeries happen in 2021, it's going to be jaw surgery, a Le Fort 3, to help with my smile. Because you see my bottom teeth, I really want to get my jaw adjusted so you get a really nice view of my teeth. The adjustment looks good and stuff like that. I think it's really great. Swelling, I don't, like, the last video I still had liquid in my forehead, and my forehead is completely flat now. It's still numb. I still have the spots that are numb and stuff like that. However, when I did see Dr. Lipka, he said it's roughly about 6 weeks when my forehead should be completely back to normal. So we're at 1 week. And it feels like it's on the tipping edge of coming back. Like, occasionally I keep having like this spot right here, but it's weird. I think it's really cool. I can now look to my side, I can look up, I can look down, and not have to feel dysphoric about it, even here on camera. Like, I really feel like a different person doing these videos. It's really going to help with, you know, like, I don't know, I feel like there's a whole future and opportunity of more stuff for me to get into now just here with my YouTube videos. I feel like that's a huge opportunity for me as an individual. Another thing is, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the last part, my gendering has easily doubled, if not tripled, since I've recovered. I don't think I have been misgendered once. Not even a hint of it. And this time, oh, excuse me again. And this time, I haven't even been careful about it. I've literally just been turning my head, looking around. Like, I feel like before surgery, I would turn my head and that would get me misgendered. That was usually when the misgendering would happen, but I've been turning my head, I've been acting like myself, being myself, and it has actually been really amazing. I still got a little healing to go. Obviously, you're going to probably see in my next upcoming videos, I'm going to be slowly even looking better and better and better. It was kind of weird the first couple days. It just, I really feel like looking in the mirror, I was just seeing this like uncanny valley image of myself because of all the swelling, and it made it very difficult for myself to look back and be like, I don't like it. It's so, you know, there was something that was just really triggering my brain. But after a week and swelling going down and it looking more normal, looking more like a actual face, I now, and not to mention these circles going massively down around my eyes, like they're almost completely gone now. I can now look in the mirror and just see me. I see a girl. You know, and then like my shape of my body and you know, my body is still going through active puberty. Like, I notice I'm through a very high active point, I feel like, in my second puberty, where I feel like my body's shape, my breasts, everything is still very actively changing, and it is a very strong period. Even though it's not as fast as in the beginning, it's still a very, what would be the word? Developmental phase of feminizing. I can put my jeans on, I can put a really cute top on, I can put some makeup on, go out in public and feel confident in myself, feel feminine in myself. I don't feel like a big ugly goof. Especially after this, and especially if I pursue maybe some additional niche-y surgeries here and there. I really feel like I'm hitting a point where I'm me. I am a girl. I am a woman. This is the brain that connects to the body. It feels congruent. And I would never give that up for anything. Matter of fact, it's very difficult. It's kind of like that, you know, would you press the button? If somebody gave me a button and said, would you press that button to get back everything you lost, but it would undo all of this progress you made. Undo both surgeries, undo everything that hormones did for you. Would you press the button? It would be hard. I think it would still be very hard, because the more I would think about it, the harder it would be for me to really truly consider it, because I'd be like, I have lost a lot. I would love to gain it back, but I know I wouldn't be happy. It's not the loss of my body, it's the loss of friends and family, and especially the love of my life. But it wouldn't be worth it. I've been through a lot, and I'm happy with who I am. And I'm hoping through 2021, this pandemic comes to a close. I'm hoping that this situation finishes out. A lot of people tell me they can tell I have a very heavy heart over what's going on, what I will not talk about on video just yet. Soon. But when I finally feel like my future is secure, at least I'm returning to some sort of normalcy. I think there's going to be a whole lot more freedom and happiness to go around and to share. And again, I'm really hoping when I get past that, and I'm really trying to work with my therapist right now of overcoming roadblocks that have come from my childhood. Because I feel like I haven't dealt with them. I keep burying them. They come out at the wrong times, and then I bury them again because I don't want to talk about them. I'm ready for a new future. I'm ready to find a new me. And especially this, it's been a huge benefit. My biggest thing is hopefully being able to find a new partner in my life. That's a huge goal for me in 2021. I'm tired of being alone. I have been alone this entire time, and that's probably going to be a topic for another video, to talk about how alone I feel like I've been. You know, having roommates but not actually being connected, going on dates but not actually being connected, going on dates but feeling guilty about it because I feel like I'm betraying the vows I made on my wedding day. Anyways, I'm going to leave this here because we're obviously pushing with the 2 other parts I recorded. This is definitely pushing way over 20 minutes. This alone is probably a length of a typical video for me, so I apologize for this long video, but at least you got all these parts in one big video. I really hope it's been informative, and it really helps a lot of you, especially those of you who are wondering if this is a path for you. I can definitely recommend that. It's huge. I even just today went and got my, I almost pushed it off my desk. I got my student ID printed, which was interesting because they were not printing them. I had to actually go to a couple different people and be like, can I get an exception to have my student ID done? It's a long story why I wanted it done. Anyways, I am going to leave you here, and I love you all. I think it's amazing that there is a little bit of a following going here. I've been starting to get a lot of people following me on Instagram, which is interesting. There's a lot to come. There is a lot to still come for me and come for everything. I have been seeing a lot of blessings in my life, and we'll be talking about those down the road. So anyways, I am going to leave you here. I love you all. I keep saying that. Don't forget to follow my social media, like this video, subscribe to my channel, because if I'm going to keep doing this for another year, I've been doing this over a year now, I need to start seeing the fruits of my efforts. And if there's anything people think I could be doing, I think I could definitely be interested in exploring it. I did mention to someone in a comment on a previous video about reading adult fiction or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how that would turn out. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you here. Talk to you later. Bye now.